Welcome all to another episode of EUMEconnect, where Europe and Middle East connect, and you and me connect. In this episode, we have a very old friend of mine, and when I mean old, we've known each other since we were 1 year old. He is one of the persons that I am very happy to have on the show. He's an example for many of us. He built an empire out of nothing. And I know exactly that is from nothing, just hard work. And he currently is setting up the trends, the way that entrepreneurs view their business, view themselves. He is the creator of the well-renowned Brand Minds, I would say the best show in the world where speakers come and teach us what the future holds. I present to you Avi Cicirean, my friend. Avi,
It's good to have you here. I was mesmerized by
you. I have to say this. They pay me good money for it. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, you're, how can I put this? You're one of the very few people in my life that I'm very, very, very happy to share as a model of success, because I know that nothing was given to you. All of it, you worked every second of your life for. So, exactly, that's what I'm saying. So let's take it to zero to say so. Who is Avi Cicirean?
Well, I'm a creative person. I'm an art passionate. I love art. I'm an art collector, and I love inspiring people. So, I'm trying to do this with through everything that I'm doing every day. So even if it's through my advertising agency, even that is through our events or through music or through art, my legacy on this world is to inspire people.
Oh, you already do, but let's tell people the secret. How did you come up with the idea of Brand Minds?
Well, I've been in radio for many years. I've been a creative director for the major radio stations in Romania, and in 2008, I decided somehow to go further and to explore and to learn more about branding. And I traveled all over the world and to take all my licenses in branding and to take all my degrees in branding and to understand brands. Until then, I had finished Oxford's. I attended Kellogg University, Singularity University, all the major the trainings and courses and classes for branding all over the world. And I realized the fact that all that information helped me a lot. So in 2009, I was coming back from Denmark, and in the airport, I bought Martin Lindstrom's book called Biology. And on the plane, I was reading his book, and I told to myself then, well, I would bring this guy in Romania. In his life, definitely I would bring this guy in Romania. And 4 years later, Martin Lindstrom
Way to go.
Is in Romania, the 300 people event. Everybody said, well, Avi, we need this kind of events. It's a huge demand for this kind of content. Please do more. And
And from there,
and right now we reached to more than 6,000 participants, and becoming the largest business event in Central and Eastern Europe.
Wow.
Brand Minds.
Wow. And now, I mean, it's a signature. It's your signature all over it. And not only that you've done a huge event, but you did much more than this, because I met some of the people that have been to your events. It happens once a year. They're actually looking forward to it, but not just to hear them. It's because they leave your events as a changed person.
Well, every time when I'm here, people are coming to Brand Minds. Let's take it from a different angle. People are coming to Brand Minds for three main reasons. The first is to have this kind of knowledge and to learn from the world famous experts, because everybody who's on stage, on the Brand Mind stage, it's an expert in his or her field. Then they're coming from networking. So if you want top level networking with C-level executives, definitely that would be the place to be. And third, they can find new leads. And when I'm referring to this, they can sell stuff, they can sell their services through the networking, and the companies are investing also in the people as employer branding. As companies are starting to grow their people, and this is amazing because 5 or 6, 7 years ago, they were not willing to do this. And by promoting the events, by promoting this kind of hype, the movement, the Brand Minds movement, we realize the fact that companies are investing more and more in their employees and in their teams, which is unbelievable, but great. And to point out the fact that Brand Minds is not an event on horizontal, because it's happening in one day. Because we are promoting the event for 1 year in advance, we are making a lot of awareness for the speakers, for the books, for the podcasts, for all kinds of materials. And we have people who are attending to all kinds of master classes that the speakers are producing, and they are eager to learn, and they are eager to discover in depth what they will see on the Brand Minds.
So it's a progressive thing.
It's a progressive. We call it it's a horizontal event, not a vertical event, because the impact. For example, I'm just giving you an example. The publishers that are releasing the speakers' books, they are selling between 40,000 to 50,000 books each year, the books from the speakers that we are bringing.
Wow.
On the day of the event, we have a partnership with a local bookstore called Cărturești.
Okay, yeah. I know.
They are selling between 3,000 to 5,000 books in one day.
That's 10% of all their books. Oh my God, talk about accelerating.
So it's amazing to see this kind of movement. And we are very excited the fact that people are willing to learn, are willing to connect, are willing to go further with the.
Then do something. Allow me to correct myself. Brand Minds is not an event; it's a movement.
Yes, it's a movement.
Which is wow. I mean, not only you created a place where people change themselves, but you did much more than that. You created a movement where people come to better themselves, and more important, you convinced top brass executives, company owners, to invest in their people. I have an episode where we're talking about the future, where I had a guest that were saying 30% of the jobs will disappear, 50% of the jobs will disappear. What you're saying is that your events will help people understand what needs to be done next, because the future changes, right?
Exactly. Right now, because we have a lot of connections with the overall vibe, corporate vibe, and how is the future of work, how the future of work will develop in the next period. Right now, we are on the stage of continuous disruption as businesses. With diversity as a main focus, to have a more diverse team and more diverse.
To be adaptable, basically.
Adaptable, but diverse, in order to have different cultures, in order to adapt, to be able to adapt on a macro scale, not on a local scale.
Okay.
But in the next 3 years, there will be a paradigm shift towards well-being. So well-being will be the number one purpose of the HR companies and the CEOs, to create a well-being for their employees.
When we're talking well-being, Avi, well-being, we're not talking about gym. We're talking overall well-being.
Like mental health, stress, work-life balance. We are talking about well-being as a whole. Because
body, mind, and soul, right?
Body, mind, and soul. Everybody has different touch points in their life, and some people are calibrated by sports and diet, some by spirituality, by yoga, but I believe that there will be a lot of programs towards this idea in the near future. Well-being definitely will be something that will have a very important role in the companies.
Wow. No, that's for me. That's that's very new and fresh news. But I know you're a futurist. I know that what you're saying because you're in touch with all these great people. You've been exposed to all of this new data. You're studying a lot. You're traveling a lot. Always trying to bring the best speakers. Always trying to be disruptive, but in a good way. And I know that whatever comes out of your mouth is always going to happen. I've seen that. And I mean, I've known you for 43 years. So, guys, you have to trust me on that. What he says is going to happen. I want to ask you something on a more down-to-earth note. You've been...
So right now we were talking from the space.
Well, you were talking for a very high level, so I have to bring it to something that's palpable because you were talking about a place that is going to happen, and I know it is. But I want to understand something from you. Because you're a brand master, before anything else, brand mind is an image of what you're doing. And when it comes to branding, you're the go-to guy. The way you see branding is completely different from anything I've ever seen. Now, I want to ask you something. If I have a company,
Yes.
how important is my... How important... As an entrepreneur, man, not talking about myself here, and my audience, they're important. So if they, someone has a company, an entrepreneur, how important is branding? And is branding, the right branding, going to help me globalize my business or not?
Oh, so it's a very good... How much time do we have?
Well, okay, I'm just trying to keep it simple, but still.
I'm just giving you an example. Not a lot of people are thinking into building brands.
Exactly.
And what do I mean by this? For example, if you're opening a soda factory, you're trying to release a product, but you don't have from the beginning in mind to create a brand. Imagine right now that the Coca-Cola brand is more valuable than all the factories and all the supply chain and everything that this company has. So only the brand values like more than
all the assets,
tangible and intangible assets. So a brand means the fact that you have to be very clear to transmit your values, to have a very, very good positioning on the market, to know exactly if this glass is cheap, is expensive. I'm just giving an example. On this shirt, if I'm putting a logo here, affects the price, right?
Correct.
Okay, so and also for this glass, say the price, of course. So how do you build this kind of value through that logo to increase the price or to lower the price? Because I'll just give you an example. For example, Bic. You know Bic?
Yeah, the razors. The pens. Yeah, right. Or the lighters.
So they don't want to be expensive. They want to be cheap and to have a very, very large market.
Consumption market. Yeah.
But they know exactly they would not release a Mont Blanc pen tomorrow.
Of course.
Because it would not make any sense for them.
Because it's a different market.
It's a different positioning. It's a different approach. And you are buying a big pen because it's reliable, it's cheap, and you are doing your work with.
So basically, if I'm an entrepreneur, I want to start a business, and I want to manufacture something or do services or whatever. First thing I should be thinking within my strategy is also about my brand.
Yes, to build a brand. So the brand is like the North Star.
Is where I want to where I want to go. Yes. Okay.
Because for example, also in sales, people are working with people whom they trust. Exactly, is the same thing with products or services. You are buying almost the same toothpaste, almost the same.
Correct.
Deodorant,
yeah.
Or perfume, or a pair of jeans, sunglasses, almost the same.
Because of the brand. Because I'm dedicated to the brand.
We are dedicated to the brand.
Avi, you're a very successful guy. I mean, what you just told us now, it's clear it comes from experience because you've helped build a lot of brands. Have you ever failed?
Oh, of course. Many times.
And why did that destroy you?
Well, I think that I was destroyed for 2 days. And afterwards, it's like a phoenix. An entrepreneur, it must be like a phoenix. So when you are down, I think that there is some stamina. There are some ideas to pivot something to make things work. So I believe that people would or entrepreneurs would fail only if they start believing in themselves, and only if they start taking action.
Is failure important?
Failure, of course. I failed many times.
Is it more important than?
No, this is stupid.
Because a lot of people, I heard these gurus that were saying, "Oh, failing is more important than being successful."
I believe that if you're having a lot of failures in a row, you will be like very, very down, and you would be very cautious when you will start something. So
you need to keep a bit in balance.
I believe that you will need the ratio 2 to 1
to fuel yourselves.
in order to get your dopamine from your job. After, if not, everything would have been something like, okay, let's go to fail again.
Well, Avi, EUMEconnect, it's all about Europe and Middle East connecting, and also it's about you and me connecting, because connection is, in my opinion, the key aspect in everyday life. If you have connections, things work. Are we going to see brand lines Middle East any day soon?
Well, I don't think that's pretty soon. It depends what means soon.
Well, if it was for me tomorrow, you'd be something really great to bring over there.
Because soon for us means like in 3 years from now, because it takes a lot of time to organize this kind of event, large-scale event, business event. But we are in discussions with the government from UAE, and also with the government from
Saudi Arabia. Okay.
We've been in discussion.
No, because I know Untold is currently doing next year, and also the Business Council. I'm sure you know about the Romanian Business Council gave them a helping hand. The Romanian Dubai Business Council gave them a helping hand to do things there, and it's all about community, and it's all about working together. And I think that Romania should really export their success models.
Yeah, definitely.
Untold is one of them. I mean, they're the largest show in Europe, if you ask me. But that's my opinion. I'm Romanian.
The team is amazing. So the guys from Untold are doing an amazing.
I love them. I love them.
They are really, really passionate, and I know them very, very well. So they are really cool.
So that's why I'm saying.
Going back to your question, at this point, for example, in the near future, like next week, next month, we will be again in Dubai for the 7th discussion.
Okay.
With the authorities, with partners, and so on. And maybe on 2024, 2025, there will be a.
Oh, I would love to see that. I hope I get an invitation, as I really want to go. Oh, I'm always, oh man.
You should be the first one who would buy a ticket.
That's a very important lesson that I think people should understand. You and I have been friends since I was 1 year old. And one sign of respect that I can show you for the hard work you've done is to actually pay for your ticket.
Yes.
Because that is a recognition of the hard work that you've done. So this, for all the entrepreneurs at home and the ones that are listening to us, they need to understand this, is that the way we appreciate the values of businesses around us is not by saying, I'm a friend, throw me a freebie. Is by saying, you know what, I don't even want a discount, because that's the way I support you in everything you're doing. But you're still going to have to give a discount.
We have 6,000 tickets, so we are going to sponsor the event.
No, but I think that you have so many valuable lessons, and that you have done so many things for Romania. They should actually pay a little bit more attention to events like yours. You're a success story. Untold is a success story. There's many other success stories in Romania. we should expand all of these in the Middle East, because the Middle East is hungry for things that are really sustainable and that they bring added value, like your event does. So I want to thank you for all of that. Avi, at my show, I do one thing at the end, and I always tell my guests to send a final message for our audience, anything they want that they think that our audience should hear.
Well, I think that we all have a responsibility to create a better world. So it's everything that we do every day. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself if you're creating a better world. And because when we will die, because we will all die, of course, what would you like to leave behind you? What would you like to be recognized for? And if you're asking yourself these kind of questions, definitely you will have somehow a different mindset. You will take different decisions. You'll focus on the impact differently.
Great message. Avi, thank you very much. Thank you for being here, and
Thank you
for having this beautiful time together. Thank you, Avi.
Thank you. Ciao.